Morning, it's Elaine with Elaine's Custom Cards with a new video for you today. This is the card we're going to be making. Somehow this thing is not straight. There. Okay. This is using some new celebration items. They're starting March 3rd. It's from the More Free Products brochure, and we are going to be using, I did a video on Wednesday with using this free item. Today we're using this So Very Vellum, and you can get it free with a $50 purchase, and that's what it looks like. There's the Cocoa Rose. This one is soft sea foam, and then 2 pieces of Pool Party. So that's what we're using. And then for the background, I'm using the Perennial Essence Designer Series paper, just a piece of that. That's in the annual catalog. And then the other celebration item is this one right here, Tags in Bloom, and we're going to be using this tag, this sentiment, this outline, and then the flowers. And then the other stamp set that I'm going to be using for the inside is from Beautiful Bouquet, and I'm just using the happy anniversary sentiment out of that. And then I'm using the Stitch So Sweetly dies on the inside, and this is the largest one on Whisper White. And the card base is Purple Posy, and it is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Okay, let's get started on this card. I've got, well, I did the envelope too, so you could see how this works. What I did was I went ahead and stamped this because I wanted the ink to dry. And then I used the tulle ribbon. This is the Whisper White tulle ribbon. And this piece, you're going to need a piece of cardstock that's about, I would do at least 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. Die cut that out. And then the piece of vellum is about 3 3/4 inch square, a little bit smaller than that. And what I did was I just angled it this way and then trimmed it. So we'll do that first. Well, let's do the coloring first so we can get that done. So the coloring, I already stamp this, and then I fussy cut this. If you have a scan and cut, you could probably use that. It was very, very easy to fussy cut. So what we're going to do is the die, or the stamp set, has fill-ins where you can fill in these pieces right here, colors it in for you. So the first one we're going to do are the flowers, and that's Rococo Rose. And I'm going to stand up to do this because it's easier for me to see. So we'll take this, and then you just kind of line it up. Make sure as much as possible you have no white showing. But you can always fill in with a Stampin' blend. Just kind of line up the best you can. That looks pretty good. And then we'll go ahead and do this one. I have those out. There's a fill-in stamp for this one. Now these have little arrows, and I'll show you what they look like so that you can line them up the right direction. See how I missed a few? That's pretty easy to fix. You can take your dark Rococo rose and just kind of fill in those white spaces like so. Which looks pretty good, or you can color the whole thing with your Stampin' Blends. That works pretty good for me. So there's that. And then the envelope I stamped also. So we'll go ahead and color that in with this stamp, fill in stamp. I don't worry too much about if there's white space because, like I said, you can fill it in with your Stampin' Blends, and that one did really well. Now the leaf on here does not have a solid for fill in, so I'm going to use my Stampin' Blends, and I put in a small piece of cardstock so it wouldn't bleed through to the back of the envelope, and just colored this in with the dark Old Olive. You could use the light, but let's go ahead and color this one in with the dark. But you can use light if you'd rather have a lighter shade. I don't know how I got that on there. I'm going to have to stamp something there, it looks like. Okay. And then there's a fill-in for the center. And we're going to use, this is crushed curry. And this, just stamp it in the center, for the center of your flower. I like to get all the coloring done, and then if I see something like that, I'll probably stamp something there just to cover it up. Okay, and then this one has a fill-in for the center of the flower, since we're doing this color. Like I said, there's little arrows that tell you which direction the stamp goes. So if you look at the stamp set, I don't know if you can see, on this thing there's a little arrow that tells you which direction to put the fill in. So that color's done. Now we're going to do the leaves in Old Olive. And there's two fill-ins, one for this side and one for this side. And so you do the same thing, you just line it up. And you know, it doesn't have to be perfect, even though some of us are perfectionists and like everything to be perfect. It doesn't have to be. See how I missed right there? So you can take, I would take the light Old Olive Stampin' Blends to fill that in if it bothers you. When it bothers me, so that's probably what I'll do. So if you take your light Old Olive and you just kind of color that in right there. I think I'm going to have to get me a new Stampin' Blend here. But you just can fill it in, or you can color it with your Stampin' Blends instead of using the fill-ins. There. Okay. So the coloring is all done. Now we're going to put this together. Okay. First thing I did was put this on here with snail. And I just put snail in the middle because you're going to cover it up with this. So if you put some snail in the middle, make sure it doesn't, you know, go over the edge, and then you're going to, I centered this on my grid paper so that I could get the points correct. Straight up and down. Point here to point here. And then I just trimmed this off the edge. Just like so. There you have it. And then you can go ahead and attach this to here. You can either use your snail or your glue. And I just use my Tombow glue, liquid glue. And adhered this to the front of my card. And this piece here is 4 by 5 1/4. So I wanted some of the purple posy showing. So I just put this on here, centered it, like so. Okay. And then I took my piece that I've already stamped, and there's two pieces to stamp. There's a frame, and then the sentiment. And then you take your punch. This is in the, I think it's in the mini catalog. I'll look. I'm pretty sure that's where it is. So you just line it up. Make sure when you stamp this that you leave yourself something to hang on to. Makes it a whole lot easier. And just punch it out. Okay. So then I took that and I used Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of this piece. And I didn't want it to sag, so I used just quite a few. And I went ahead and put one in the center. So there's quite a few on there, but it's a whole lot nicer than having a saggy sentiment. That's just my opinion. If you only want to use 4 on there, then by all means just use 4. And then I just centered this on this piece. Just like that. And then glued it to the front of my card. I'm almost done with this. Glue this to the front, center of your card. Make sure it's even, straight from side to side. So you want your sentiment to be straight. I do anyway. You could have it at an angle. And then I already tied the bow somewhere. Oh, here it is. And put a glue dot on the back. And this is the Whisper White dotted tulle ribbon. And just put it right in the center under here. Okay. And then I took some rhinestones, and through the end of March 31st, if you place a $50 order on my website, I'll send you a packet of these rhinestones just as a thank you for being a customer and ordering from me. So, let me get my little tool here. And I just took some of the smaller of the rhinestones and put them around this. Put one on here. And then one, oops, one right here in this spot. Okay. Anyway, I would love to have you as a customer and or part of my team. If you are interested in joining Stampin' Up, just go to my website to either order or join. This is the best time to join because for $99 you get $125 worth of product, mini trimmer, a packet of 6x6 paper. There's 48 sheets. It's a sampling of what's in the mini catalog. And then you also get a stamp set of your choice from either the mini catalog or the annual catalog. And there's your card. I hope you like it. If you do, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions on any of the products that I've demonstrated today or any of my previous videos, please email me or leave a comment below the video, and I'll be happy to answer your questions on what I've done here today or any of the other videos. Or if you have questions on joining, this is a perfect time to join because you get so much free stuff when you join, or even to be a customer and ordering product. There's a lot of free products. $50 will get you one free product out of the Celebration catalog. So, plus you get this from me for ordering, just as a thank you. And joining my team, I have lots of incentives. Once you've joined, I send out thank you cards and tutorials if you want some tutorials of these cards or others that I've made. That's just part of being on my team. And anyway, you have a really blessed day and have fun stamping. Thank you so much for watching.